The nights in Johannesburg were usually filled with the vibrant sounds of life, but not this year. This year, the nights were silent, heavy with a sense of foreboding that seemed to emanate from the very heart of the city, the Mandela Bridge. It was as if the bridge itself was an omen, a dark sentinel warning of the terrors to come. As the days passed, the feeling of unease grew stronger. It was like a shadow that followed me, whispering of disasters yet to unfold. I tried to ignore it, to focus on the mundane tasks of daily life, but the shadow was persistent, and its whispers turned into screams. The collapse of the Mandela Bridge was just the beginning. It was a catastrophe that shook the city to its core, a tragedy that seemed to confirm my worst fears. And then, the death of a small, innocent creature, a guinea pig that meant the world to my friend, added to the growing list of calamities that seemed to be linked to my ominous premonitions. The solar eclipse was approaching, and with it, a sense of dread so profound that it felt like a physical weight upon my chest. I knew, with a certainty that defied logic, that it would bring with it an event so catastrophic that it would change everything. The world around me felt like a twisted version of reality, a nightmare that refused to end with the dawn. People went about their lives, oblivious to the danger that lurked just beyond their perception, but I couldn't ignore it. The pain inside me was a constant reminder that something terrible was on the horizon. I found myself isolated, shunned by those who once called me friend. They saw me as a harbinger of doom, a bringer of bad luck. I wanted to scream that it wasn't my fault, that I was just as much a victim of these circumstances as they were, but my pleas fell on deaf ears. The power outage that plunged the city into darkness was the last straw. Accusations flew, and fingers pointed in my direction. I wanted to tell them that I had nothing to do with it, that I was just as scared and confused as they were. But how could I explain the unexplainable? How could I make them understand the burden I carried? Now, as I sit here in the dim light of my room, typing out my story, I wonder if there's anyone out there who will believe me. I wonder if there's anyone who can help me make sense of these visions, these premonitions of disaster. I'm not a monster. I'm not a curse. I'm just a kid who's been thrust into a nightmare that I can't wake up from. And as the solar eclipse draws near, I can only hope that someone, somewhere, will read these words and understand that I never wanted any of this to happen. I never wanted to be the one who saw what others couldn't. I never wanted to be the one who felt the pain of the world so acutely. But here I am, the unwilling seer of a future that terrifies me. And all I can do is wait and hope that when my theories come to life, when the darkness that I've foreseen envelopes us all, that we'll find a way to survive it. One day, my theories will come alive. I can feel it. And when they do, I hope the world is ready.